Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing two of the cable guys, the Claptrap version and the Spyro the Dragon version. These are currently on clearance at Argos for $14.99 each, and I wanted a solution to hold my headphones up to stop them getting damaged by placing them on the table or dropping. So been looking at these for a while, saw they're on offer and going to give them a bash to see if they're any good. So what I'm going to do first, I will open up the Claptrap, I'll show you guys what it looks like, and then we will test how sturdy it is with various devices. So I've got a phone to test, a 360 controller, a Xbox One controller and a PS4 controller. There we go. So bring this up to the camera. Decent little size guy.
It's quite cute actually.
He's I've got the big version that came with the Handsome collection that you can speak and drive around. I mean, the quality isn't obviously as good as that, but you know, that was like 25 times the price. So you know, other than that, it's pretty sturdy resin. You know, you can clearly see from the detail that he's pretty sturdy. It's got plasticky sort of arms as well. Look like they can hold a bit of spring. It's got a nice sturdy base as well, which has got the logo on it. But the main question is obviously most importantly, will he be able to hold a controller? So let's test it, shall we? So we're going to plop him on here, and we are going to zoom in and see if we can get him to hold something. Right guys, so test number one, PS4 controller. Need to straighten it up a little bit. Arms are slightly uneven, like, so you know, it's pretty snug. I mean, if you knock it, you're probably going to drop it, but overall holding that nicely, and you can imagine him wheeling it to you. Need to practice that on my other cart. So overall, PS4 controller, not too bad. Second one we've got an Xbox One controller. This is the one I use on my PC. So these are a bit heavier with batteries, and that one very flimsy. You're going to really have to practice the angle, but over there's not too much hand. Obviously, if you jar it even slightly, your pad's going to drop. Probably the heaviest item I'm going to do today, but works not too bad. Third one I'm going to do, recently reviewed these, my Razer Opus headphones. Obviously his arms aren't that high up, so
a bit over the top.
we put these over the top. Holds quite nicely.
You could just put them over the top.
I could have put them over his head as well, but I wanted to do it like this because it looks like he's got little boxing gloves on.
That's actually pretty cute.
So, yeah, overall, apart from the Xbox One controller, which has obviously batteries in as well, is a lot heavier than the PS4 controller, so fairly sturdy. Then obviously, last one, if you want to use them as a phone holder, again, holds the phone quite nicely. From the side, you know, strength wise, this being probably the lightest object of the three, you know, unless you literally side swipe it, you know, that ain't gonna fall off and pressing the buttons, so you know, not too bad. And he looks really cool as well, so he's gonna sit there quite happily and be my headphone holder. 360 controller, sits in quite nicely as well. If you've got a cable device, what you can do is to give yourself a bit of extra strength, or using the charging cable, is wrap it over his head, so you know, he can be bringing that to you. overall though, 15 quid, really good value I think, in all honesty. You know, they look nice, you know, if you're a big Borderlands fan, or you know, even if you want a, you know, a simple storage solution to keep your pad off the ground, then I would recommend it. Just make sure that, you know, you leave it on a desk or a very firm surface, because you know, if you jolt it, there's every possibility that, you know, it's going to fall off. Right guys, so quick edit that I've put in the video is, so Claptrap actually has a little drawer that opens. However, when we initially tried to open it, it was jammed, and when we eventually opened it up, sacrificing a pair of tweezers, Claptrap is a selfish individual after all, we finally managed to get the drawer open, and there was actual fingerprints of where they've put the glue in to secure the drawer in on the top and bottom sides, so wasn't overly impressed with that. However, after cleaning it up, what I'm going to do now is show you guys if he's a little bit more sturdy holding the controllers with the drawer as well. So what I'll do is redo the tests. So the Xbox controller is now much stabler on there. However, it is a little bit close to where the pad hits the eye, so not as sturdy as Spyro. You know, if you knock that, it's probably going to come off. PS4 controller though, however, I think looks absolutely perfect now. You know, it's really tucks in nicely, and it doesn't bend where the hands are slightly uneven, so he definitely looks a lot better. And testing the headphones, in fact you could actually hold it like that, or again, he look like he's wearing a pair of boxing gloves, albeit he'd have to tuck them down on his hands like that. So the drawers are definite improvements, just was a bit poorly designed in the way that they glued it in. So
my poor tweezers.
So with the charging cable, we'll show you that in a sec, but you know, that holds an Xbox 360 controller nicely. And then what I'll do is show you guys how they charge. Desk, or you know, getting up quickly, you know, it's not going to fall off. So what we're going to do now is we're going to show you guys the Spyro one and show you guys the same test. So really like the look of Spyro. Looks as moody as he always does when he's flying around. You know, there's some good detail on the wing tips and his horns as well. Not quite sharp, you know, even from the back detail, such as his tail and his ridges on his spine. And again, officially licensed, nice and sturdy as well. So what we do is we see if this one's as good as the Claptrap in holding things. So one thing immediately noticed with this one is Spyro's hands are a little more clasped than the Claptrap, and that is a lot more sturdy, you know, even from basic, you know, moving and twisting motions. You know, your PS4 controller isn't going to fall off, so definitely he feels a lot more sturdy and like he's able to hold the weight a bit more. So I tried the Xbox One controller, which Claptrap struggled with. Definitely a lot more sturdy as well, and it was a little bit of a tight fit, so it's literally tucked right under his chin. So, but definitely would recommend getting this one over the Claptrap in terms of, you know, if you're on a kid's desk, that, you know, this one's obviously a lot better, whereas hands are more like that, as opposed to Claptrap's got very small hands. So in terms of practicality, this one is knocking it out the park in comparison. So the third test, we do the Razer headphones. And again, it's probably one I'm going to use on my computer desk to hold my Denon headphones, just to protect them from the ear cups splitting from, you know, putting it, knocking it. He's you know, that ain't going to go anywhere, even if I tap or knock the desk like so, that's not going to fall off. Nah, no movement at all, so a lot better. Really impressed with the quality of this one actually. Although Claptrap looks good, Spyro's definitely miles ahead of the competition.
What are you looking for?
So what he's going to be doing is he's going to be holding my Denon headphones. These are like 350 quid, so I want to make sure that they have adequate protection, and you know, I think, to be honest, he looks pretty cool rocking a pair of walnut ear cups. And our last test, what we do is the Xbox 360 controller with the cable. You know, I'm doing this to show how, you know, the charging cable could go to charging your PS4 controller with a 360 controller. You can put the cable over his head and balance it in his arms. Overall, what do I think of these two? I think these are both really decent actually, so, you know, they both look good. You know, at 15 quid, I'd say Claptrap's a little less practical. You know, you've got young kids or a teenager and, you know, you're holding something expensive, you probably want something like Spyro or the XL, where he's got larger hands and a bit more, you know, thicker arms, and, you know, it holds them a lot better. Though, you know, the Claptrap, even so, something a bit lighter will look really good, you know, on your desk or in your collection. But overall, no, I've been really impressed with these. You know, good value, do exactly as described, and I thoroughly recommend them. Anyway guys, if you did like this video, please like and subscribe for future videos. Peace.